When the sun met deep, I felt pressure. Don't want to see the numbers, I want to...
Hi guys, NaturallyKenya here, and today I am going to recap my study abroad experience at Kungliga Tekniska I butchered it. At Kungliga Tekniska högskolan in Stockholm, Sweden. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, or you might know that I studied abroad. KTH is basically a polytechnic institution, one of the largest technology universities in Sweden. For my spring semester, I took master's degree level classes in the civil engineering department there, and overall it was a great experience. I actually bought this flower crown on Amazon for this video. You really can't see it because my hair is actually blocking it. I just wanted to embrace my midsummer. I have a buddy here. My dollar host right here that my Swedish friend Simone gave me, which is so cute. So he's gonna accompany me the whole video. Yay. I'm here to give my take on some generalizations that I noticed while studying abroad in Stockholm. So if you don't like generalizations, you can just close the video, but otherwise, let's get started. I'm gonna weigh some pros and cons of being a study abroad student in Stockholm. Number one, everybody speaks perfect English, which was a really comforting fact, but at the same time was really interested in learning Swedish. So like I have some of my Swedish books here. I have 201 Swedish verbs here that I bought from America. I have a restart, the workbook and the textbook. I actually took Swedish level A1 classes while I was enrolled at KTH, and it was really a fun experience. Too many vowels are in Swedish, so many vowels that I cannot pronounce, but I can give it a good old try, you know, because everybody's English is so perfect. I found myself speaking a lot more English, but I did still try to speak Swedish. We can get that clear. I did try to speak Swedish. Probably the best thing I could say, which I said every day, was ordering a cinnamon bun and a large coffee, which was like my highlight of my day. So I would start off by going to the cafe almost every morning, and I would say, "Jag skulle vilja ha en stor kaffe och kanelbulle." That was my thing. That was my go-to phrase. I'm sure I can be successful at saying that in Swedish. Another pro, the beautiful people, beautiful fashion. If you go there, your new favorite color in your wardrobe, which I never really, you know, embrace, would be black. I know people say it's not a color, that's a shade, whatever, but like my favorite color of sophistication, if you want to say, is now the color black. Everything, my whole wardrobe kind of transformed when I was there. When I would go shopping, that's pretty much the only color that I bought. The people are very like naturally beautiful. The girls are really pretty, very like natural makeup, like very well put together, and the guys are also very nice looking as well. And what I really liked about the society is that I didn't feel so tall. I have notes here, guys. I'm 5'7", so I'm like 170 centimeters tall, and it was so nice that the average guy height was 5'11", also known as 180 centimeters. Thank you, God. That's my place. I never felt like I was like a tall girl there. I guess you could say, which was really nice. So it was nice to have, you know, the surroundings of decently tall, beautiful people with nice fashion. Everything's good in that department. Another pro, my classes were actually really great. I got to see really in-depth look into the transportation engineering sector on a European scale. So we did do a few field trips throughout my classes there. And I thought that gave me great insight into like Swedish life outside of the classroom. So it was great to see, or great to get to visit like the inside of like a subway station, seeing the control center there. Like, to me, that's exciting. Kind of a nerd for it, but you know. Another pro, FIKA breaks are love. Why don't we have more FIKA breaks here? FIKA breaks are basically where people kind of socialize and take coffee and like pastry, enjoy and chat about the day. I definitely took that back to the States. I probably do that every other day, if not every day. So I have a few topics that are kind of a pro and a con. Well, depending on how you experience it, I guess. The first pro and con that I'm going to talk about is the weather. Well, I'm from Texas, and if you don't know, like, it's generally a hot climate. It's November right now, and we're still wearing shorts and t-shirts. The weather in Sweden was very strange to me. I mean, I knew this going there, but when you actually have to experience it, it's kind of like a different nature. I arrived in January and left in June, and in January there was very little to no sunlight at all. It's very cloudy, it's kind of dreary. I slept all day. I literally would come home from classes, sleep 4 hours because there's no sunlight. Wake up, go back to sleep at midnight, and sleep for another 8 to 9 hours. Really not healthy, but I mean, it's so dark. I didn't know what to do. Oh my gosh. In June, it was a completely different experience where the sun's up almost like all day. I never really thought that it really set, because if the sun is still lighting up the sky to me, that means the sun's not really down, even though it can't actually set, like technically. It was weird. I would go out with my friends at like 10 p.m. the sun be up, you know, and then we would still be like, maybe we go out of nightclub or come back in and it'd be 2 a.m. and the sun's still up, and we get home and the sun's shining bright in the sky. It's the strangest thing. I definitely think that you need really great shades that I did not have. I definitely prefer June in Stockholm rather than January in Stockholm for sure. Another pro and con, depending on how you put it, would be that I guess Swedish people are generally perceived as being shy people, which is actually, I don't know, because I'm a very outgoing person, so it's easy for me to talk to people, which is probably not the best trait to have in Sweden. Everyone's probably thinking, why is this girl talking to me? But hey, you know, that's just my personality. I feel like it's a different friendliness than in the States. I don't think that the Swedish people are any less friendly than they are in America. I guess it just takes some warming up to get to know people. I was invited to a Swedish party, and so I had a lot of people that opened up to me, and everyone was really friendly and really nice. I guess you could say another pro and con, I didn't see too many people that looked like me. In the 6 months that I was there, I think I saw one alternate girl from African descent, they'd be African American. I'm not sure where she actually was from. Didn't really affect me as much. I was just noticing if I did see somebody, but it wasn't like an overbearing thought process in my head like, oh my god, there's nobody like me. It wasn't intense like that, but it was just like something to acknowledge about being in the situation. Another pro and con, it's a very equal society in Sweden. So if you go on a date, you have to bill or you pay for your portion. You go out for drinks or something, like you'd be like the first person gets that round and you get the next round. Which honestly, I feel like it's so expensive to date in Sweden. Whenever you go to pubs or nightclubs, whatever, the restaurant prices, you need to have like a dating budget, some money on the side, because I really don't know how people afford to date in Sweden. The prices, I think they're comparable to almost like New York City, I want to say. Well, the college budget is not necessarily Stockholm friendly, so you might want to keep that in mind. A con, as I mentioned before, alcohol is much more expensive when you go out to drink socially with your friends. In the States, I still think that the prices are comparable to New York City, and you have the basic beer on the menu, $8 to $10. You have the cocktails that I would like to say start at maybe at $18, $15, $16, $17, $18 plus. I will never forget the night that I was out with my friends and I just wanted to get a price quote on a Long Island iced tea, which I never should have, you know, asked him about. He said that one drink, one Long Island, would have been approximately 50 United States dollars. Just let that sink in, $50. It was a really, well, that was an eye-opening experience. The alcohol is more expensive than the States when you want to drink socially, you want to go out with your friends, which I feel like is a big part of like getting to know people. Another con, I don't know if you would call it a con, would be the awkward stares I got on the subway, the staring. So it'd be awkward, I'd be on the subway, I look down at my phone, I looked up, and Swedish girl's like staring at me, I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do, like, so awkward. Very creepy, not creepy, but it's really awkward. It's just an awkward situation. I don't know if I'm the only person who thought it was awkward. I mean, people were really just like staring at me. It's probably because of my hair. I mean, my hair is really big, I mean, and I don't know, but it was interesting. I have this list of cons, but I don't even know if they're really cons. I guess it would be like there's no southern hospitality, like being from the South and in Texas. Generally, if someone's walking behind you, you hold the door open. Just in general, like the southern hospitality thing, and that was not really a thing. If you're walking behind somebody, that door will probably close even though you are a foot behind it. It doesn't matter. So it's a really interesting thing. Also, is that the customer service is lacking. It's not necessarily lacking as it's not smothering like the States, like no one comes to check on you 15 times about your water. Does your water taste good? Like, it's not any of that. Like, they come there, they order your food, they bring bill or like your drinks, whatever, and then that's pretty much it. And that's all I have, guys. Me and my Dollarhurst and my Swedish books all over the place and everything. We are out. This is my recap of my study abroad experience, at Kungliga Tekniska högskolan in Stockholm, Sweden. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them below, or questions, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, so my pictures from Sweden are here, and then also you can like my Facebook page here. Yeah, I'll have more videos out about different countries and stuff like that. I have plenty of travel vlogs from my time in Europe. For now, that's it. Hey, duh, goodbye.